Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lama, Angelic Astrologer and Spiritual Consultant, here with your weekly angel card reading for Monday, March 2nd through Sunday, March 8th, 2015. Now, I'm sure you all are feeling the energies as they are becoming more and more intense. The Uranus-Pluto square is happening in this month of March, and that will occur on March 16th, but I'm sure, again, that all of you have been feeling it for the last week or 2 weeks, and it's just going to become more and more intense as we get closer to that mid-month date. Now, this is exciting, even though it's overwhelming at times, because this is bringing a lot of transformation and change and redirection into our lives to further ourselves with our evolutionary journey, to further us on our highest and most important destiny path. Now, I've written an angelic astrology article for the month of March, as well as done the March video, the monthly video for March. Both of those are going to be posted on angelmessenger.net, and if you would like to listen in more detail to the whole month or read in more detail about the astrology of the month, please go on there and take a look at that. Now, I'm actually recording this video on February 27th. And I will be making an important Facebook announcement on Sunday, March 1st. So if you're one of those people that is listening a little bit ahead of time to this weekly video, you might want to stay tuned on Sunday, March 1st, because I have some new and exciting news, redirections on my path that are happening that I am going to be introducing again in a Facebook post at that time. So for this weekly video, we're going to be using Doreen Virtue's Angel Tarot deck. We're going to pick one special message card from the Angels of Atlantis deck for everyone. And then for your Stone of Choice message, we're going to be using the Archangel Michael Oracle deck, also by Doreen Virtue. Let's start by looking or talking about the astrology for the week. Now, the moon, as I have mentioned many times, is always making many aspects throughout the day, and I don't always talk about what the moon is doing, but because we're getting so close to this Pluto-Uranus square, and there is some other things of importance astrologically that are occurring, I'm going to start out by talking about Monday with the moon in Leo. And the moon in Leo is very creative. It's about, our light, our creativity, creative projects that we're doing. And it's a bright, sunny kind of energy. And it is going to be in a beautiful aspect or connection to the planet Uranus, which can bring sudden and unexpected changes. And Uranus, of course, remember, is in the sign of Aries, which is the initiator. It's a sign of new beginnings, moving forward on our path, kind of just charging ahead and breaking through. The moon also, after making that positive aspect to Uranus, is going to also come up and meet Jupiter in Leo. And Jupiter is that planet of expansion and abundance and prosperity, and it makes things grow, it makes things bigger, and it's considered the most beneficial planet in astrology. And I really think that Monday, even going into Tuesday, because on Tuesday Jupiter and Uranus come into their exact connection, positive connection with one another early in the morning. So Monday and Tuesday, you're going to have all kinds of creative blessings kind of coming forth. Energies of prosperity and abundance again. Your creativity is going to be at an all-time high. You're going to feel good. You're going to feel just very positive, I feel. And with Jupiter, with Uranus, also Monday and Tuesday, this again is going to bring expansion on your destiny path, and it's going to bring changes of a huge beneficial evolutionary nature because of that planet Uranus. Uranus is the planet of the higher mind. It's the planet that rules the connection to universe, God source energies. On a different level, it rules things like electronics, and it rules it rules the new paradigm shift. But all of these things are going to be very beneficial for those first 2 days of the week. Now, as we move into Wednesday, there's a lot of things going on astrologically on Wednesday as well. We have Venus, the planet of love, the planet of finances, in a very positive aspect again to Jupiter, that planet that brings blessings into our life. And then a little bit later on in that day, Venus will also be making a connection. It's coming up to meet Uranus, which is going to bring, again, surprises, redirections, maybe in relationship matters, maybe with projects that you're working on. It could be in career, but Venus does rule relationships, so definitely there could be something to deal with. A change or a sense of freedom or a sense of individuality that comes in as far as relationship is concerned. Venus will then come into that aspect, and a challenging aspect, with Pluto. Again, because Uranus and Pluto are coming together, Venus is going to connect with both of those planets in different ways on that day, Wednesday. So again, to me, this is about transformation of relationships, or transformation in your finances, or transformation with artistic and creative endeavors, as Venus rules all of those things. The moon also on that day is going to be in the sign of Virgo, which is kind of difficult for the moon to be in that sign, because the moon is about our feelings, our emotions. It's very sensitive, a very sensitive, feeling-oriented planet. And with it being in Virgo, Virgo is very logical, it's very analytical, and so those two things don't really mesh together very well. The moon is going to be making a challenging aspect to Saturn, and then it's going to be in an opposition to the planet Neptune, which is in the opposite sign of Pisces. So I feel like you just might deal with perhaps a little bit of frustration, maybe because there's so much going on and so many changes. And although the changes may be very positive and beneficial for you and bringing great blessings into your life, it might be throwing you off your balance a little bit, and you might be trying to analyze things too much or be too logical about things rather than just trusting and having faith and going with the flow. So I think if you can just get into that space, meditate or take a walk out in nature to balance yourself and ground yourself, that's going to make things a lot easier for that day. Now this is all building up to Thursday, which is the 5th of March, and we have a full moon on Thursday at 15 degrees of Virgo. And it's actually making positive aspects here to the planet Pluto, which again rules transformation and change. So I just feel like, again, this week so far is going to be very beneficial as far as pushing us forward on our destiny path, especially as we're, again, getting closer and closer to the Uranus-Pluto square. And in mentioning the Uranus-Pluto square, on Sunday, the 8th of March, to end out our week, the moon is going to be in the sign of Libra, which rules balance and harmony and relationship matters, all kinds of relationships. And it's going to be setting off that Pluto-Uranus square. So I just feel like, again, it's going to be bringing a lot of changes and redirections into our lives. Could be in relationship matters, family matters. It could be in any aspect of your life. But because Libra does rule relationships of all kinds, then I feel like there might be some changes that are occurring in the relationship arena. Now, you're going to feel this moving into Saturday as well, because this aspect on Sunday actually happens very, very early in the wee morning hours Eastern Standard Time on the 8th. So you'll feel this Saturday as well. So let's go ahead and look at our stones of choice for this week. I chose the pyramids for this week, and they're all pyramids, but they're different stones. And I felt like the pyramids were important because we are getting closer to the Uranus-Pluto square. It's a more intense energy that's happening in our lives. And because the pyramids have a focus point at the top, it's kind of helping to focus the energies, or it can bring the energies down from universe and help to kind of manifest it in a grounded way through the shape of the pyramid. Now this one is a rose quartz pyramid. The rose quartz vibrates to your heart chakra. It's a very peaceful, harmonious, soft, nurturing kind of energy. And again, it can deal with relationship matters. It can deal with unconditional love in relationship, as well as unconditional love within yourself. Your second stone of choice, this is golden calcite, and the golden calcite is going to vibrate to your solar plexus chakra. It's your center of personal power. It's where you can own your power, step into your power, and utilize your power in the most beneficial, harmonious, and balanced way. So this can also deal with feeling positive and feeling optimistic about moving forward on your path. And then the last pyramid is an amethyst pyramid. And the amethyst vibrates to the crown chakra. It opens you up to higher learning. It opens you up to higher messages and guidance from spirit, universe, all that is, as well as your angels and guides. It can help you to tap into and remember your dreams, as well as assist you with visualization techniques that you might use during meditation. So again, that's the amethyst. You have the rose quartz, you have the golden calcite, or the amethyst pyramid to choose from. So I've already meditated with all of the decks, but we're going to actually just here give a little bit more of a shuffle, and we're going to ask all of our angels and guides and master guides and teachers to come in and provide us with whatever messages, wisdom, and knowledge is in everyone's highest and best interest to know for this week. And that one was kind of sticking out to me, as is this one here is calling me, and this one here is also calling. Okay. And then we're going to also choose our one special message card for everyone from the Angels of Atlantis deck. I'm asking those of the highest vibration of light to provide whatever message is important for us to know. This one here actually keeps touching my hand, so we're going to pull that out and put that back there. And let's start by looking at the first card. And this is the King of Earth. I always love this card. The King of Earth says generous, professional, responsible, practical. And at the bottom it says a successful time. Confidently accept opportunities that you're offered. And it says the Midas touch. And what is the Midas touch? It means that you have a magical touch, or there's magical energies involved this week. But the King of Earth, you know, an Earth card, it deals with practical matters, business matters, financial matters, money matters, matters of manifestation. The King is the court card that is the, again, the authority, you know, the grand, I want to say the Grand Master in a way, but this is like a masculine energy, an energy of authority. So this is you putting your authority forth towards creating and manifesting in business, with your career, with projects, with finances, with whatever it is that you're trying to manifest in life. It can be about relationships, but it's about manifestation. It's about having a more kind of, again, authoritative, leadership-oriented, professional kind of attitude about you. And just as the message at the bottom says, I really think this is showing us that this is starting out to be quite a successful week. Just as the aspects that I talked about, especially the ones Monday, Tuesday, and into Wednesday are concerned, I feel like you're going to feel a lot more confident, and you're going to have a lot more expansion and growth occurring. You're going to see a lot of things start falling into place. You're going to see this energy of this Uranus-Pluto square starting to have its effect in a way of redirecting your life and bringing those changes that we've been talking about for quite some time. Again, there's a magical kind of energy here at play. I mean, there's a rainbow here in the background, which signifies to me new hope. It signifies using your creative and artistic talents in some ways. And the King here in the card looks very happy. There's butterflies, you know, flying about, which is, again, another symbol of new birth. So I feel very confident that this week is the start of a lot of very positive energies. Let's take a look at the second card. Wonderful. This is beautiful. This is the Ten of Water. This is the ultimate fulfillment card on the emotional level. The message at the bottom says, a contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met, and trustworthy relationships. So again, this is like having everything that you ever wanted. This is about your feeling and emotional nature, and you're going to be feeling as happy and joyful and content as you possibly can, which again is another indication that things are really starting to look up and starting to fall into place. I feel like your emotional connections with other people takes a turn for the better. Again, this can also be indicative of finances also starting to look up, and since the first card was the King of Earth, I do believe that that is also part of it. But this is like the rewards and blessings that I was talking about. You know, that Jupiter in that positive aspect to Uranus, also Venus in a positive aspect to Jupiter toward in the first half of the week. That's what this is about. This is about all of the blessings, your desires, your dreams starting to come true, and you're starting to see the manifestation of those dreams because of that King of Earth card that we had in the beginning. Let's look at the last card. Beautiful. Every single card is positive. This is the Ace of Fire. And this says an exciting new opportunity, career advancement, change your life now. Now, that sentence at the end really sticks out to me because Uranus squaring Pluto, that's coming up by March 16th, that we've been feeling now for at least a couple of weeks. And we're even going to feel the effects after the actual square on March 16th. It's not going to be done and over with right away. But this is saying change your life now. If you've been thinking about doing something new, starting a new project, going off in a new direction, moving across the country, starting a new relationship, getting involved in a new business, whatever it is, this is the time to start it. The Ace is always about new beginnings. Again, we have another aspect here of new beginnings. I find it interesting that we have 3 different elements represented here with the cards. The first card was an earth card about practical matters and matters of manifestation. The second card was a water card dealing with our emotions and our feelings and feeling really good about everything that's happening. This is a fire card. This is about our creative self-expression, our fiery and passionate nature, and it's also the element of spirit. So, there's a hand of spirit here, your guides, your angels, and universe that is supporting you as you're getting ready to step into this new beginning, this new path, this new direction. Again, I feel that it's very indicative of everything that's going on, that's leading up to all of the changes and leaving the old way behind, leaving some of the old energies behind of your life and getting ready to take charge. This is also a card that says take charge of your life and step into the new. There's opportunities coming. If you follow that passion, that fiery passion of this Ace of Fire, and you step into that new beginning with faith and trust, you're going to see opportunities for advancement and for the growth of your soul and for the growth of whatever you're working on to start happening and manifesting. This is truly an exciting week. Let's look at the special message card for everyone from the Angels of Atlantis deck. Wow, this is so right on. This is Planetary Cycles with Archangel Sandalphon. And I don't know how well you can see this, but it definitely shows the universe here, the stars in the universe, and all of the planets lined up in a row. This is an alignment of the planets. And that's exactly the energy that we've been talking about. All the planets are aligned. The energies are aligned in your best and highest interest and in your favor to move in the right direction. Now, for those of you out there that might feel like, well, I'm dealing with challenges or I'm dealing with frustrations or things aren't seeming like they're aligned, then perhaps you're not in your truth. Perhaps you're not truly following your passion and your truth. So contemplate that and think about that. The universe and God, your angels and guides, your higher self all wants you to be fully confident and in full expression of your most important destiny path. And if there's something that doesn't seem to be unfolding easily or right or in a beneficial way, then perhaps you are not in your truth. So contemplate that, because the planets are aligned right now. So take a leap of faith, feel out what your truth is and step into it with confidence, because this is definitely the week to do so with all of these supporting aspects going on astrologically. Now let's see what your special message card is depending on your stone of choice, or I should say pyramid of choice. This one's sticking out, so this is going to be for rose quartz people. This is your life's purpose. Okay, Archangel Michael is saying that whatever you've been thinking about, working towards, whatever your energy is being put towards, that this is your truth. This is what you're supposed to be doing. This is your life's purpose. And actually, I'm drawn to the image here of the angel holding the world. And I really feel like for those of you that chose the rose quartz, there's this calling within you. Your higher soul self's calling is putting you in touch with not just your truth, but your truth as far as your light worker duties for humanity. There's something about helping the world here. The more aligned you are with your truth, the more aligned you are with the unconditional love within yourself, the more aligned you are with the highest of the universal energies, the more you can assist in some way the world, the earth, as far as what your destiny is all about. Just you being content and happy and joyful and, in a space of unconditional love of self is enough to be in your life's purpose, whatever that might be. So really, this is a beautiful message giving you kind of a confirmation that you're on the right path this week. Okay, so for those of you that chose the golden calcite, it says the person you're asking about is trustworthy. Okay, so there might be something going on in your life, maybe with a family member, maybe with a significant other, a child, a business partner, even a coworker at work. But there's something involving another person here going on this week. And Archangel Michael is letting you know that you can trust the situation and you can trust that person. Maybe you've been having doubts or concerns or wondering, what's really going on behind the scenes, or if that person really is of integrity. And the message again here, there's a rainbow in this card too, so we've had a couple of rainbows being shown here as far as hope and trust and faith, but this is a message that you can trust the situation and you can trust the person in question, so no worries. Okay, and then for those of you that chose the amethyst pyramid, okay, this one's sticking out. So let's see what this is. This says, admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. Okay, so right away, one thing that comes in is exactly what we were talking about earlier, is admit the truth of your soul's highest calling. If things aren't unfolding the way you would like, or maybe in the, in the timing that you would like, although sometimes timing is, up to universe and not us, but you have to realize what your individual truth is. Not anybody else's truth, not what somebody else wants you to do, not what you think you should be doing, not focusing on outside circumstances or things like money or a career that has security, but focusing on what brings you happiness, what brings you joy, what brings you a sense of peace and contentment within. This is the truth that Archangel Michael wants you to admit to yourself and then act upon. Now, this can also be, they're saying, about a certain situation or circumstance in your life, perhaps, again, with other people being involved. And, perhaps you've been being shown messages, they're saying, messages or guidance from your angels and your guides, trying to give you an indication that maybe you need to disconnect from this situation or this person or this group. So again, they're saying, to listen to that guidance, listen to the heavenly guidance, listen to your internal guidance and what feels right for you, and then move forward accordingly. Move forward according to that inner intuition and guidance. So I hope you've liked this weekly angel card reading. I'm so excited as this month of March begins. I look forward to all the changes. I send all of you an immense amount of love and light and gratitude. I'm grateful and thankful for each and every one of you who watch my videos, like them, share them, who look at my Facebook posts and comment on them, read my astrology articles. And again, I have this announcement that's coming up. It'll probably be in the next weekly video after I post the initial message on Sunday, March 1st. So until next week, I send you again all much love and light and many, many, many blessings.